What's up, YouTube? Daniel back here for another video for the channel. So, as you can see, I'm outside for this one. I live in Toronto, so essentially, this is when things start to cool off. And you don't get, you get colder weather, and it goes into like long winters, which are obviously very, very miserable. But essentially, I want to touch base on the topic here, which you see is energy. So, um, as I've got around more people that are where I want to be, ultra successful people, I realize that it's actually the most important thing. People, I think society have put things like time and money above that, and saying like, oh, if you manage your time better, or like money and stuff like that, it'll be more important. And I mean, one thing you start to realize as you get older is that money is even real. It gets printed every day, and it's actually just an idea. It's not even like a tangible thing. And time as well, you can say as well. If you watch the movie Interstellar, you realize that like time is only a concept in one place and not in another place. It changes in terms of that concept as well. So like, you know, um, time on one planet is a different time on a different planet. So I mean, is that even really real time as well? So I mean, the only thing that's actually real and across all, you could say, planets or across the universe is energy. Energy is the something that can attract people or repel people. It's something that you can like feel, and it's like tangible. And I mean, it's essentially what the ultra elite focus on. And this goes into like levels of vibration, levels of consciousness. So a lot of people, they, like I said, they manage the time and money aspect in a level of energy of like fear, which is one of the lowest. Like oh, I have to manage my time this way because I don't have enough, and it's like scarce. So you're vibrating out of fear, which essentially is not going to attract anything good into your life. People with money as well, that people that like are cheap or micromanage or like penny pinch, they as well live out of fear. And I mean, the people that are have everything that you want. Which is usually not always the case. I mean, there are people that um, have a lot of things or whatever you're looking for sometimes don't have the best energy, so I have to look into that as well. But usually the people that you want to be like, the biggest thing you notice is their energy. Like the energies, you can just feel it off them. It's like a magnet that just brings you to them. And I mean, they've worked on that in terms of how they speak to themselves, the suffering they put themselves through. I think suffering is a big one. Suffering being like gym, putting your body through that. If you ever do a good workout, you realize how much higher you're vibrating at compared to when you don't go to the gym, or you try to do a day of just waking up and getting to work and stuff like that. So I mean, you have to find ways to really pick up your frequency and do this purposefully. Things like reading as well really help. Reflection, like journaling, um, and obviously staying away from negative people is the biggest thing. Like your environment and the people around you have to add or administer more positive to your life as opposed to negative, because it's really just a battle of you know how much you can build your energy, because it's a limited commodity. And also your time throughout the day as well, which is second. But I mean, like I said, if you really dive into it, it can even be real if you like compared to like time across the universe and other places, because it's not just Earth that's here. um, there's other planets. Who knows, other species. I believe we're aliens in other species. um, and yeah, it's we're just only people in this universe. So essentially, we have to start looking at is like where your energy is currently at. One thing is I realize as well is like how you react to energy is one big telltale sign of where you have to start to focus things on. So let's say you have a really positive person or something really positive happens around you. How you react to that and how you like it sits with you is you know a big telltale sign of where you're vibrating at, where your energy is at. I think before I had the belief that I was like just a positive, I'm not a positive person, but I guess I was had positive force in my life, so I felt like that was an excuse to like have carry negative energy. And I feel like one story I always tell is of a person, of my ex roommate that I met, and when I was out, I met him through, I guess you could say, mutual friend, and his energy is just on point. He has really high energy, super positive. And me at that point, I was very serious and angry, and I was just very negative. And I mean, when I first met him, I was just like his energy irked me in a way that was like, uncomfortable. And that's something I should have noticed back then, but I was very young and I didn't really understand the importance of energy like I do now. And if you have that issue of like think anything positive that happens, like any positive energy that you see outside in society or just that comes to you and you react like there's like something that doesn't sit well with it, that's actually a problem, and you should figure out why that is. It starts with your thinking usually, and essentially your habits as well that put you into high frequency states. If you're just always putting your frequency down with things like not working out, eating bad, spending your environment's just poor and negative, and the things you consume like being media or books or whatever. Actually, negative people don't even consume books. So a book would probably be the most positive thing you can do. Things like if you just consume negative things on media or YouTube or whatever it is, something that's not raising your vibration, then you have to start to change all those things. And I think the goal for anybody should be to see how high they can really raise their frequency and their vibration. That's things that there's laws in the universe uh, that go with that. Things like law of attraction, all that type of stuff. Like you're actually a magnet if you think about it, and the people that are able to utilize this energy and keep their energy as high as possible, and then reject anything that's negative and lowers their frequency, are people that you can see that start to attract big things in their life. It's not a game of chasing things, it's a game of attracting things and becoming the thing that you want to be. Like you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So if you're desiring something that's also a lower level, like you're always in desire of something, you have to try to raise above that and just operate out of love. One quote I heard today is, the absence of fear is the unconditional love of God. If you really think about that, that's like the highest vibration is God, love. Enlightenment is actually the highest, but very few people get there. It's almost like you're just here to spread positivity. You don't desire anything, and I think that's like that's essentially should be the goal, to like want to give as much as possible and desire the least possible, and then that'll just bring everything to you, right? But yeah, a shorter video, but just want to like really touch on that. Like you have to really dive into like where you're vibrating at. Not putting so much importance on time and money, because like I said, those things aren't even real if you really like dive into it and consider it. And the only real thing is energy. You can feel it off people. It's something that can't be destroyed, but only transformed into something else. Energy is always moving. It's always there. And it's something that you have to start to utilize and understand where you're at with it and your relationship to it. So like I said, your goal should always be to every day raise it as much as possible. Things like going to the gym, eating well, informing yourself with good information, reflecting, being able to administer good thoughts and put those into your mind, as opposed to like harboring negative thoughts, which obviously will lower your energy and just the way you're vibrating and stuff like that and operating. So hope this video helped. More coming. Also follow me on Instagram at Mr. Daniel Arce. I post a lot of just my day-to-day stuff there, and you can learn a lot of information, just my habits and stuff like that, and how I'm trying to help the world in terms of fitness, mindset, and then I'll be diving more into more niche stuff there as well pretty soon. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and keep killing it.